Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in again to the Metal Mill 52 workshop. For today, this week's update on the Quorn Tool and Cutter Grinder down here. I'm just going to show you what I've been thinking about. I haven't started machining these yet, but I think I'm going to start, and if you'll stay tuned to the next two segments, I'll show you a little bit more about the rotating base and the washer that I made for the base of it. And also the the spiraling head and tailstock, which I have. I think I'm going to make these first. It's interesting, if you read the documentation on the Quorn, Professor Chaddock actually stated that this was one of the main reasons he made this was the spiraling head, so that he could grind very small cutters that he was using on a specific project. So I thought that would be an interesting thing to start with, and I'll be working on this, but unfortunately not today, maybe tomorrow, but it probably won't be till next week or 2 weeks from now when I update again. I have some home improvement projects. If you can see the giant stack of lumber on the floor there, I've got some things I need to make, so that will be my shop time this weekend. But I think I'm going to start with the spiraling head and its little tailstock, these pieces here, which should be very interesting. If you can see, the casting is, it has the general shape that's required, but it's pretty irregular, so it's going to be interesting to see how well this thing machines, and also a challenge to figure out what's the best way to attack this. So that should make for some interesting video. I'll be sure to capture that for you. The washer I made, this was actually one of my failed attempts at a washer for underneath here, so it's a little detailed, and you need to customize it according to the plans that are actually to your unit that you make. So if you stay tuned to the next couple of segments, should be only total of about 5 or 6 minutes, I think, remaining, and you'll see more about the selection of tailstocks, and not tailstocks, but work holding tool holders that go on to the rotating base. Thanks again, everybody. I'll keep you posted. Happy machining. Bye. Alright folks, before I get into the next part of the Quorn, I'll show you, I did shorten this like I covered in the last video, and I also, you can't see it here, but I made a little washer and screw under here to hold the base together so that we can rotate it, and there's no shake vertically, so the grinding forces won't rock this. And obviously I can clamp it down even further, with this, which will put the squeeze on the rotation part, but the vertical part is taken care of with that little special washer that fits under here. So pretty excited about being to this stage. As I pointed out, the next thing really is to fix the tool holders, and so there's two tool holders that come with the Quorn castings, and I also bought a giant 5C tool holder that I want to machine. And in truth, I will probably use the 5C tool holder the most, because I have 5C collets galore in hex, square, and round. So let me show you the tool holders in the next segment here. Okay, here are the tool holders that come with the kit, the original kit. And again, these castings were from Model Engineering Services, purchased by a gentleman from the Chicago area back in the 70s, and I was lucky enough to buy them from his son, and I'm trying to do a good job and machine these things faithfully like Mr. Bear would have. Try to do a credible job. So here's the standard tool holder bracket. Fits easily in the palm of my normal sized hand. This gets bored out, this hole here gets bored out to 5/8 of an inch, and would ride on the 5/8 inch bar that would come out from the rotating base that we just machined. So that's the standard one. You can see it's pretty small, probably only weighs, I don't know, a pound or so. And here is the spiraling head bracket. That's got the two squarish sides, which get machined out to make basically straight brackets that can get bolted in here. but it works essentially the same way. The setup is a 5/8 inch hole here at the bottom, locking bar across the base, an arbor here, and then external brackets that could help you with spiraling. That would be for grinding, obviously, spiraling cutting bits and so forth. And then here is the tailstock, which is funny. When I first got this, I thought it was bronze like some of the other pieces, but it's just rusty. So, rusty piece of cast iron. And the tailstock is used like if you were going to grind a tap or something that needed to spiral. You could use the tailstock in conjunction with the spiraling head bracket. So those are the standard items, and by comparison, I know I've showed this before, but I love this thing. This is the huge 5C, or it could be used as an R8 collet chuck for the, or tool holder, I should say, for the Quorn. And this is the one that I purchased from Gary Martin at Martin Model and Pattern in Washington State, the United States. And it is a fantastically beautiful casting. This is the same supplier that I got my pillar tool castings from, and they're just real nice quality. I can't say enough. The pillar tool thing's machined. You know, if every cast iron thing that you got machined like that, then there'd be virtually no reason to use other things for tools. But anyway, this will be nice. But it's huge, as you can see. Let me put it in comparison, direct comparison to the standard one. It's a lot bigger hole in the center. Not a lot heavier, really, because of the big hole and stuff. But this one, in real life, I will probably end up using that the most. What I'm thinking now at this point is to make these at least make this one first. Number one reason is Maddie from Maddie's workshop machined his tool holder, and so I could follow along the way he did it and do that one first, kind of as a practice run, because there's a detent. If you look at the plans, there's a little spring detent, and there's a big head degreed wheel basically that goes on the back of it. And so I'll get more into that later, but this will be kind of like the intro section for the tool holders. Thanks for watching, everybody.